Maayong Bukidnon kanatong tanan sa akong mga palangga, to all the members of Bukidnon Balls family, sa atong mga teachers, sa atong mga school heads, sa atong mga school district supervisors, especially sa atong school ICT coordinators. This is the best time for all of us to show our wares, our skills when it comes to information communication technology, because ICT technology is the music of the present time. Really, we are trying our best under the new normal to deliver the education that our children need. So just to give you initial information, part of the learning continuity plan of the province of Bukidnon is the use of modular instruction for our children. This coming opening of classes, August 24, 2020. Just early this morning when I listened to the radio broadcast, we were informed, we in the people of Bukidnon, that we already have 61 people who were tested positive of COVID, but thanks God, there is no local transmission yet. There is no local transmission. All these 61 COVID positives are imported in nature. These are OFWs, and these are also locally stranded individuals. So at this point in time, there is nothing to fear yet. But again, I would like to remind everyone, especially our school children, our teachers, who are the frontliners in the delivery of education, to always keep in mind our practices, our practices in keeping always the new normal. That means the fundamentals, the wearing of the face mask, proper physical distancing, and the washing of the hands. I'm very glad that during the conduct of the Brigada Eskwela, although we are not done yet with the Brigada Eskwela, many of the schools that I have visited, they already successfully installed washing facilities. So this is a very good indication that we are responding positively to the call of the time to make everyone protected, to make everyone safe. And so, ladies and gentlemen, ako mga kauban ng Bukidnon Balls, the opening of classes is forthcoming. We really have to prepare ourselves. That's why late this morning, I issued an urgent advisory address to all the schools district supervisors o sa ato ang mga principals sa both elementary and secondary, for them to prepare, and part of the preparation is the preparation of the budget requirement. Kahapon during our regional mancom, so that you will also know, our regional director, Director Bayokot, informed all of us, the 14 schools division offices, that the requirement needed in order to print modules all throughout the country costs 40 billion pesos. But of the 40 billion pesos, only 10.4 billion is available for the 17 regions in the country. So I hope that's only an initial release of the financial need that we need in order to print and reproduce our modules. Now, of the 10.4 billion pesos, the share of Region 10 is 44 million pesos. So that 44 million pesos divided by the 14 divisions in Region 10, for the province of Bukidnon, we only have a share of kagahapon 7 million pesos. And that money, although 7 million is million, but that is still insignificant, or that's very small. Vis-a-vis with the enrollment, with the target enrollment that we have for 2020-2021, which is 275 school children, starting from the kindergarten, elementary, junior high school, senior high school, including our alternative learning system students. That amount is very small. That is why in my urgent advisory, I advise and remind our schools district supervisor to source out funds, especially the utilization of our special education fund, that the priority of it should be the procurement of printing machines. So kung na mga principals karon nakadungog o mga district supervisors, priority on the use of special education fund should be the procurement, magpalit og printing machines or risograph. Kunya dayon ang atong MOE siguro siguro gamiton gid nato for the procurement of stencil nga gamiton nato or ingon nila na sila master copy, gamiton sa pagpalit og ink o reams of bond paper. Kay kinahanglanon gid nato na in order to reproduce, because base sa among agreement with the regional director, ang printing of the modules would be done in the school level or in the district level or in the division level, which can either be sourced out or outsourced, okay, outside DepEd, or we can have the modules through printing it in the school level, in the district, or in the division level. I know that there are still a lot of things that we should do to prepare ourselves come opening of classes this coming August 24, 2020. I know that there are a lot of challenges. Magampo lang ta nga kining ato ang mga plano masugdan nato sa August 24, 2020, because believe me, the events, the plans, the preparations are volatile in nature. Anything can change between now up to August 24. Kining atong plano lang para mo prepare with our hope nga ma-ready kita by August 24. Pero kung naapay mga events nga mahitabo between now and August 24, I know nga this that would impact greatly on our preparation and opening of classes this coming August 24, 2020. So meantime, we have to stick to the plano preparation naka-anchor, or we really have to stick to the pronouncement of our President Rodrigo Duterte, when he said that this coming August 24, we can proceed with the opening classes, but there should be no face-to-face instruction, no face-to-face teaching. In other words, kung walay face-to-face, dili makita ang maestra ug ang mga bata, ang tagaan natong modules ang mga parents lang. Okay? And in other areas in the country, na sila online learning through the use of ICT, use of desktop, laptop, na po uban areas atong country magamit og television, na po radio-based instruction. But in the province of Bukidnon, where we belong, the division of Bukidnon, a large area of the province of Bukidnon would prepare to use modular learning. Again, akong istorya o akong i-pronounce sa inyo nga kana mo atong plano karon modular learning, pero kung naay mahitabo pa, I think whatever events that will happen between now and August 24 would be very favorable, because gusto sa mga parents sa mga bata nga there should be teacher-pupil interaction, not just simply for the teachers to stay in the classroom and the children are out there in their respective homes. So gusto ginato ng tanan nga naagyoy mobalik ta. Bahala na lang in a classroom 20 lang, pero importante ang face-to-face instruction. So ang ato puhon nga ma-improve ang atong situation nato sa ato ang COVID assessment sa probinsya Bukidnon, kay basig tugutan ta sa interagency task force, tugutan ta sa ato ang presidente sa Pilipinas nga magpadayon ta sa atong face-to-face under the new normal. But for now, ang ako ang urgent advisory sa field, wala gyud tay face-to-face. A large area of the province of Bukidnon, we will have modular instruction. For the rest of the minutes and hours of the day this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to present to you for her part, our Assistant Schools Division Superintendent Bukidnon. Bilib ko ni Assistant Schools Division Superintendent Bukidnon, aggressive, dili luya, pas-pas gihapon og lihok mo na nga bisag ang Bukidnon isa ra kabuk ang assistant superintendent kanunay dili ta maulay kumpara nato sa uban nga division sa Bukidnon kay ang atong assistant sports division superintendent ma-uptake og bright mao gani nga nakapasar sa superintendent eligibility examination og a few weeks ago nadawat di yang appointment as full-fledged assistant schools division superintendent in the province of Bukidnon to present to us the learning continuity plan of the Department of Education Division of Bukidnon. Let us welcome our assistant schools division superintendent, si Ma'am Abantas-Usman. Ladies and gentlemen.
Wow, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much, Sir Randy. I hope that you are all excited like me. In fact, I am more excited with the introduction of Sir Randy. I'm very much happy. Thank you very much, sir, for all the support. I am very fortunate that I have Sir Randy as my superintendent before I leave Bukidnon because I really learned a lot. So I know that you are excited to know what is in store for us, particularly about learning continuity plan in the division of Bukidnon during this COVID-19 pandemic. But before I begin, allow me to again recognize our Dynamic Schools Division Superintendent, Sir Randy B. Tortola, no less than the President Pagyod of the Philippine Association of School Superintendents in Northern Mindanao. Thank you very much, sir, for the opportunity to present this LCP, the Learning Continuity Plan. And truly, I am happy to be part of this LCP for Bukidnon. In making LCP, we thank our Secretary Leonor Magtoles Briones for issuing DepEd Order number 12 Series 2020 for the LCP in the central office. It actually started in central office, and we also would like to recognize our Regional Director, Sir Art Payukot, who would like us to submit the LCP of Bukidnon this Friday. And so we are very much ready to present to you our LCP. This learning continuity plan, we have joined our best effort forward and have put together our best mind. To the participants and resource speakers, as well as the facilitators of this web-based activity, the division training on the technology, empowerment for education, employment, entrepreneurship, and economic development. Of course, with special mention to our ICT coordinator, our focal person, Daryl, and also with Loy as a facilitator. To the online viewers, ang tawag daw dito online viewers, no, hindi daw natin sasabihin to the audience, the online viewers, the teachers, the school heads, and the public schools district supervisors. To my fellow educators, I know that there are parents who are also excited to know what is LCP of Bukidnon. To our external stakeholders, and most especially to our beloved learners, I would like, allow me to greet you in our universal Muslim greeting. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh, which means may peace and blessings of God be with us all. And in Bukidnon, maayad ha masulum ta inyo alan. In my presentation, I hope that you have prepared your paper and pencil. Second, I am requesting everyone to please turn off your microphone so that we can have a very good discussion right now. And also with your, hopefully, you can also turn off your, your camera if you are not in official uniform and professional attire. Mas maganda po pagka naka-off yung ating microphone kung hindi po tayo naka-professional attire. Remember, this is for everybody, so dapat maganda ang ating presentation. And most importantly, I would like you to have your water so you can drink anytime, because when we speak about LCP, dili ni siya pwede sa pang 30 minutes lang. So the ICT coordinator gave me 2 hours to present to you our LCP. Okay, so thank you so much. Now let me begin. Are you all okay? Are you now ready for our LCP? If you are ready, may I again request you, sabi ni Loy kanina, type bulls para makita ko na maraming nagka-type ng bulls. na talagang ready na sila. Wow! So ang dami nang nag-type ng books. Therefore, you are all very much ready for the presentation. Okay, I watched a lot of webinar. And the first thing that we need to do is our mind setting. We need to have a mindset, my dear teachers, especially sa atong mga teachers. You need to have a mindset of the school year 2020-2021. What is the mind setting that I would like to tell you? Whether you like it or not, we need to open school year 2020-2021 na agyud tay klase. And so, I would like to begin with this slide. Medyo nagkakaproblema pa tayo ng konti kasi check pa ng ating ICT coordinator. So, titingnan natin yung slide. Ako na, Lloyd? Okay. Gusto ko lahat kayo, makita natin ito. Dito ako mag-start. School is a place that provides education. And education is the key to life. And this is the reason why, whether we like it or not, we need to continue education because it is the key to life. So mind setting, for all of you, for all the teachers, please, atong lagi na i-change atong mindset, basin og ampo pata nga dili ta makasugod kam August 24, magsugod gyud kita because we do not want to lock down our lives. We do not want to lock down our lives, and we owe this to the Philippine government that we need to give quality education, accessible, relevant, and liberating education to our learners. So I hope that's clear. Education is the key to life, and we need to continue. For this LCP, you will also learn a lot of clarification siguro, marami kayong tanong. Like for example, ano ba talaga ang gagawin natin? I would like to highlight the next slide. We will comply with the President's directive to postpone face-to-face classes until a vaccine is available. This is from our DepEd Secretary, Leonor Magtolis-Briones. And so therefore, we will postpone face-to-face, but again, the mind setting, we will continue for school year 2020-2021. No face-to-face classes will be allowed earlier than August 24. And from August 24, face-to-face learning shall only be allowed within the local risk severity grading permits which will be issued by the IATF and also subject to the compliance with the minimum health standards. So I hope it's clear to everyone. Sana na-clear na po ang mindset. This is the first thing that I would like to attack first in the LCP. We need to have one voice. We will have education. Education must continue. The Learning Continuity Plan for Basic Education in time of COVID-19. Again, education must continue. In Bukidnon, pug kinanaw, kinahanglan, ipabantaw daw magpadayen, taliwala ho, panhagisgis ho COVID-19 pandemic. So is that okay? Now let me discuss to you the Learning Continuity Plan. Okay? Are we now ready? Again, may I have bulls? May I have bulls? May I have bulls to know that you are still there? Oo, pwede bang mag-ano ulit ng bulls? Parang hindi pa yata nagmo-move ang bulls. I want you, hello, are you still there? Are you still there? Nanay bulls? Okay, thank you so much. Okay, we need to from time to time check if nanay bulls so that we know that we are really interacting. So in our LCP, we have this outline. Okay, pinakita ko lang po sa inyo itong outline na to. Papadaan lang natin because the reason why I wanted you to have a copy, to have your pen and paper, because I would like to discuss this in a marathon because definitely 2 hours is not enough for us. Okay, so your question is this one. Do we really need to have learning continuity plan? Yes, we need to have learning continuity plan in the taste of Bukidnon, kumbaga contextualized in Bukidnon, because we issued, Department of Education issued DepEd Order number 12, Series 2020. It is about adoption of the Basic Education Learning Continuity Plan for school year 2020 to 2021 in light of the COVID-19 public health emergency. Okay, so people are asking, our teachers, our stakeholders are asking, unsa man kaning BELCP? This is Basic Education Learning Continuity Plan. And the definition is this one. This refers to the roadmap framework developed by the Department of Education using participatory approach. So this one is using participatory approach. That's why participatory approach. That's why CCID, atong SGOD, and our stakeholders should be part of this to provide guidance to the department on how to deliver education in this time of crisis while ensuring the health, safety, and welfare of all learners, teachers, and personnel of the Department of Education. We have principles sa LCP. First, we need to protect the health, safety, and well-being of learners, teachers, and personnel. And later, I am going to discuss to you what are these DepEd orders. And then we also would like to have K-12 adjustments. So dapat may mga adjustments tayo because wala nga tayong face-to-face. So this is another kind of modalities, learning modalities that we need to serve. We need to serve our children. And then we'll also discuss safe return of teaching and non-teaching personnel and learners. So later, we are going to discuss our AWA. We call it Alternative Work Arrangement or AWA. And then we will also be discussing equity consideration. You see, marami po akong napanood na webinar at nakalagay po doon ang talagang magsasakripisyo sa COVID-19 pandemic, yung ating mga learners who are under inclusive education, yung ating mga special with disability, sila no, yung ating mga IP children. So we need to also have equitable education. So we will be discussing that. And then we will link our LCP to our sulong edukalidad and our future thinking in education. So that's it. And then we also have in this slide the components of basic education LCP, which include the MELC. I hope you are already aware with this one. If not, we will discuss here. And then the multiple learning modalities. Ano ba talaga ang learning modalities na gagawin natin? Preparing our teachers and school leaders for multiple learning delivery modalities. And then we will discuss minimum health standards in schools and workplace, balik eskwela, uplan balik eskwela, and partnership, and also with finance. You see, I already discussed during our activity 2 weeks ago. Our teachers are so lucky. Because of COVID-19, you have a time with your family. March, April, May, and then ngayon June, and then July. You have your family, and so you need to have a mind setting that you need to really deliver because kayo na po ang magiging leader natin pag mag-open na yung ating schools. Bakit ko po ito na-mention? Na-mention ko po ito kasi of all the goodness that our department is giving us, we did not sleep. Ang ating mga secretary, undersecretary, ang ating regional director, si Sir Randy po, every day pumupunta po sa ating division office. Ang division personnel nandito po. Kami po lahat ay naggumawa ng maraming paraan para suporta po natin ito sa ating mga mahal na guro. So sana po maisip ninyo na hindi po kayo nag-iisa sa move na ito, sa ating journey na ito. Marami po sa inyo, binigyan natin ng chance to stay at home during those months that I mentioned. But this time, we would like to tell you that everything is ready. Kayo na lang po ang kulang para ibigay ang tamang edukasyon sa ating mga bata. So we need to discuss first what the data tell us. Bakit po natin to discuss? Because this is our basis. No? This will be our basis to have an evidence-based LCP. Now, if we talk about the data, let us look at the legal basis first. Bukidnon, province of Bukidnon, is a low-risk province under modified general community quarantine. This was issued by no less than our Governor Suberi, dated May 27, 2020. So MGCQ po tayo. Pag titingnan niyo po yung MGCQ, lalabas po doon na pwedeng magkaroon ng normal physical classes, I-resume po yan, of course, with health protocols enforced. And then our basic education, pwede na po mag-offer ng face-to-face, blended learning, distance learning, homeschooling, and other modalities. But still, I would like to again mention that because of the directive of the President, then no face-to-face will happen. Okay, until may directive tayo. Okay, so this is now our schools. This is now our data. Sino yung isi-serve natin? Napakabigat po pagsabihin nating Bukidnon. We have 14 divisions in Region 10, and division is the biggest, Bukidnon is the biggest division of the 14 divisions in Region 10. Again, the biggest division. We have 448 elementary schools, 63 secondary schools, and we will serve 33 integrated schools. Now, with this data, puntahan po natin yung ating enrollment. Kung makikita po natin yung enrollment natin, of course, ang ipapasok natin dito, yung pinaka-recent natin. For our recent enrollment, our elementary 2019-2020, we have 184,741 as of last year, with junior high school 71,123, and with senior high school 17,395. This data, under elementary, of course, yung ating grade 6 na gumraduate, pumasok na po ngayon sa junior high school. Yung ating kinder, pumasok sa grade 1, so may papasok pa tayo ulit na mga grade 5-year-old kindergarten. And then dito po naman sa senior high school, syempre lalabas din po ang ating mga senior high school graduates, and then may papasok din. For our private schools, we have 10,774 in elementary, 17,257 in junior high school, and 5,894 for senior high school. Ito po yung ating enrollment. And this is to tell you, if we stop education, ganito po karami ang batang mawawalan ng magandang future, mawawalan ng better future. Kasi pag mag-stop tayo, paano na ang ating 273,259 more or less learners of Bukidnon. So kailangan patuloy pa rin ang ating serbisyo. So today, as of today, we have 10,085 teachers. We have 705 school heads and SIC. We have 47 public schools district supervisor or DIC. We also have 21 CID personnel, the education program supervisors, and in non-teaching or an SJUD, we have 402. Ito po yung pinaka-powerhouse natin na makikita natin. Gusto ko pong ipasok ito na explanation sa ating mga teachers and at ating mga principals na nandito at lahat po na nakikinig, viewers, online viewers natin. Ito po nakalagay sa slide na ito. Kung ano yung role ni teacher, apektado ang bata. Kung ano ang role ng school, apektado rin ang bata. Kung ano ang role ni district supervisor at si supervisor sa division at si SJOD, apektado ang ating mga bata. So this time, I hope that it's clear to you that we really need to continue with our education for ISY 2020-2021. And I hope I will see a thumbs up post from you. Can I get a thumbs up post from you? Tuloy po ba? Okay. So we have Roy, we have thumbs up. Okay, so we have thumbs up. So I would like to continue. Dahil po may adjustment tayo sa ating education, of course, this is part of our evidence-based data. Mayroon tayong 1,222 DCP packages. Okay? Then ang ating eskwelahan, mayroon tayong 14% na may internet connectivity and 35% din sa secondary. Okay? And so I would like to continue. Nagkaroon din po tayo ng Teacher Readiness to Digital Learning Survey. Okay? Mayroon tayong Teacher Readiness to Digital Learning Survey. I think na-present na po ito ng ating mga ICT. Nagkaroon din po tayo ng survey, Learner Readiness to Digital Learning. So gusto kong pasukin itong data na ito dito sa ating next slide. Okay. Learners' readiness to digital learning, mayroon lang po tayong 8% of our learners, 21,860 out of 273,259 ang ready Ibig sabihin, itong 8% na to, or 21,860, ito yung mga learners na nagsabi, yes, I am ready, we are ready to digital learning. But below that, may makikita tayong 31 out of 581 elementary schools nagsabi na yung kanilang internet connectivity ay for curriculum use. Sabi rin ng secondary, 7 out of 63 secondary schools or 11.11% there is a internet connectivity for curriculum use. Bakit po natin ito kinuha? Ganito yung magandang decision natin because marami tayong internet connectivity sa mga schools pero some are being used for administrative. Hindi siya ginagamit for curriculum use. So ganun po natin ginawa, hinimay-himay natin yung data bago tayo makapasok sa LCP. Then as of now, kung tatanungin natin, because we will be discussing about COVID, as of now, mayroon tayong mga schools used as a quarantine or isolation area. In fact, nag-request sa atin and approved ang Manolo Fortich, ang San Fernando, Talakag, Lantapan, Damulog, Kitaw-Taw, Kibawi, and Libuna. These are the LGUs na nag-request sa atin for schools to be used as quarantine or isolation area. And we hope that 14 days before resumption of classes, mag-clear na po natin ang ating mga schools. Ito po ay kinaklaro natin kasi baka naman yung mga online viewers natin sasabi, ay nakakatakot pala yung mga schools natin, no? Kasi they are being used as quarantine or isolation area. Don't worry, 2 weeks before the classes, kailangan i-clean na po nila yan lahat. Ibig sabihin, hindi po namin hahayaan na maalagay sa alanganin ang bawat guro at ang bawat mag-aaral sa Division of Bukidnon. So I hope that's clear. Now let me continue with this one. We are going to talk about, kasi nga, we will really continue education. So ang Department of Education issued DepEd Order number 7 Series 2020. Ito po ang school calendar of activities for school year 2020-2021. Now ano po ang nandito? Ito po ang mahaba po ito na DepEd order, but I would like to make this clear. After consultation and internal discussion, DepEd has reached a decision to set the opening of school year 2020-2021 on August 24 at mag-i-end po tayo on April 30, 2021. So I hope that's clear. Mind setting ulit. We are so blessed. Alam nyo, marami po tayong hindi blessed na mga kasama ngayon dahil wala silang trabaho. Tayong mga teacher may trabaho, so we consider ourselves one of those among those na talagang naghihirap. So we give our best. We need to have opening of the school year for 2020-2021. And so therefore, i-mindset natin August 24 to April 30, 2021. Would that be okay with you? Another thumbs up, please. Loy, tell me, mayroon bang nag-thumbs up, Loy? Okay, so thank you so much. Now, maraming tanong, bakit naging August 24? Bakit naging August 24 ang opening? Gusto ko maklaro sa lahat. Ito po ay nasa Republic Act number 7797, an act to lengthen the school calendar from 200 days to not more than 220 class days. So section 3 of that, nakalagay po dito, start of the school year shall start on the first Monday of June, but not later than the last day of August. That is why, pwede pa tayo sa Republic Act na ito, mag-open tayo by August 24. So klaro na. So is that clear? Now this time, I would like to discuss to you learning strategies and modalities. And in this slide, I would like to get heart from you. 3 heart na po ito ang aking hinihingi. Bakit ko po hinihingi ang 3 heart na ito? Because gusto ko, napasok na yung mindset natin, everyone is ready for the opening of the school year, and this time by heart. We need to have learning strategies and modalities by heart. So Loy, mayroon na bang mga heart dyan? Wow, nakakita ko, ang bilis naman ni Juniel Ganas. No, ang bilis, pagsabi kong by heart, talagang may by heart na siya kaagad. So thank you very much. Nakikita ko dito sa kabila ng aking computer. dito sa site sa aking computer. So, I hope to receive hearts from you. Okay? Wow, ito si Inisita Andaliaza. 3 heart pa ang lumabas. Red na red pa ang kulay. Thank you so much. Si Zyrene Grantosa, si Relmon Melendez, at marami pa pong iba. So therefore, gusto kong isipin na talagang by heart na talaga ito, no? Learning strategies and modalities. Now, let me continue. Okay. Dito sa learning modalities na to, ang usual na question natin is, paano na natin makover ang learning competencies ng K-12 curriculum? Samantalang, mayroon tayong gagawing mga mechanism para maituro talaga natin yung mga competencies. Ang DepEd po, na basic education, LCP, streamlines the K-12 curriculum to the most essential learning competencies to be delivered in multiple learning modalities and platforms. In other words, pinaliit po natin, no, na-streamline po natin, ano yung mga MELC, ano yung mga most essential and field implementers for school year 2020-2021 only. Hopefully, after this school year, okay na po tayo. The streamlining of the K-12 curriculum into the MELCs is an emergency measure to allow instruction amid challenging circumstances to focus on the most essential learning and to ease the requirements for adapting classroom-based learning resource for distance learning. Gusto ko i-highlight dito mga kasama kong teacher. Tingnan nyo, talagang na-mention dito sa ating LCP to ease the requirements. Kasi pinashort natin yung ating basic education K-12 curriculum, pinili natin yung mga MELC, most essential learning competencies. Okay. I hope you feel good for that, no? Kasi parang pakakala nyo talaga ituturo na natin lahat. Mamaya mayroon pa tayong magandang news. The MELC will enable the department to focus instruction to the most essential. So magfo-focus tayo ng instruction to the most essential and indispensable competencies that our learners must acquire as we anticipate challenges in learning delivery. It will also lighten the burden. O, di ba? Okay po yan mga teachers. It will lighten the burden of converting classroom-oriented learning resources into learning resources adapted to distance learning. So siguro sa panahon na ito, medyo okay na talaga yung ating mga heart dito, no? Kasi to ease and also to lighten the burden, yung statement na sinabi dito. Now, let me look deeper, no? Deeper about MELC. Ang MELC po natin are defined as the competencies that a learner needs in order to continue to subsequent grades and ultimately to have a successful life. The characteristics of the MELCs are, it must be aligned with the national standards or frameworks. It must have holistic Filipino learners with 21st century skills, no? Dapat adapted ito. They connect the content to higher concepts across content areas. They are applicable to real life situations. Pinili po ng DepEd Central Office ito. They are important for students to acquire even if a student drops out of school. Importante ito. And they cannot be expected to be ordinarily learned by students if not taught in schools. I hope that's clear to you. Gusto kong ipakita lang ito, itong slide na ito. So, ang ginawa po natin, itong slide na ito, from kindergarten na subjects to arts and design below, no, mother tongue, so on and so forth. Pinaliit na po natin yung, excuse me po. Dito po makikita natin sa streamlining of K-12 curriculum into the most essential learning competencies. The first column yung subjects natin, lumiit po siya, no? 60% po ang na-remove. Percentage of removed learning competencies, 60%. Ang naiwan na po ay 40%. So a total of 14,171 learning competencies because of COVID-19 pandemic, 5,689 na po. At dito po makikita natin na talagang kayang-kaya ito ituro sa ating mga bata up to April. Okay, so I hope that's clear to you. And then next is yung mga percentage. I think hindi na ito kailangan, no, kasi talagang diniscuss namin ito sa inyo. So this is, you can get a copy of this one. Oh, I will request ICT to give you a copy for my slide. But again, it's better to really write, no? Mas maganda yon. Ngayon, siguro ang sunod na tanong niyo sa akin, Ma'am, I'm happy na talagang lumiit na, no? From 40% na lang yung ating ituturo for COVID-19 pandemic. So ang question ngayon is, nakita natin kanina yung data. Kayo na mga teacher ngayon, and especially our school leaders, our school heads, titingnan naman ninyo ngayon kung paano ninyo ngayon i-adapt, ano yung i-adapt natin na learning modalities with all this. So makikita natin dito, nagbigay ang DepEd ng algorithm for learning delivery modalities. Dito sa algorithm for learning delivery modalities, dito natin makikita kung ano yung dapat nating i-offer. My dear teachers, and also the school heads, as early as now, you need to think of your evidence-based learning delivery modalities. Sinabi ko siyang evidence-based kasi hindi po pwede na right away sasabihin yung, ito ang aking modality without having another survey kung ano ba saan ready ang ating mga bata. So magagamit natin ang algorithm for learning delivery modalities. And let me start. I would like to explain this as in a brief way. For example, ito yung simula. Ang tanong, ayon sa panukala ng DOH, IATF at punong lungsod, ligtas bang lumabas ang bahay ang aking anak upang makapasok sa paaralan? Kung ang sagot, oo, kasi nga nasa MGCQ tayo, kung sagot oo, may susunod na box. Wala munang face-to-face classes hanggat hindi pa ligtas para sa mga mag-aaral. And then susunod dyan, may next na nakalagay. Mayroon bang laptop, desktop, computer, tablet, o smartphone na magagamit ng aking anak? Kung wala, doon ako muna sa wala. Kung wala, mayroon bang radio o TV na maaaring magamit ng aking anak? Wala. Mayroon bang maaaring maggabay sa pagkatuto ng aking anak? Ang sagot niya ulit, wala. Kaya bang matuto mag-isa ng bata gamit ang self-learning kits? Sabi na naman niya, hindi. So ang lalabas dito ang homeschooling. But ang tawag natin dito home-based. So ibig sabihin, home-based siya kasi may issue tayo mamaya about homeschooling. Hindi po lahat ay pwedeng maka-offer ng homeschooling. Later, i-discuss po natin yon. So bakit ko inuna yung mga sagot na wala? Kasi I'm very positive. Gusto ko, doon ako mag-i-end sa oo. Okay, so balik tayo for example dito sa ating box na sa baba, na box na pangatlong box sa baba. Mayroon bang laptop? Ang sabi niya, oo. So ang susunod na box, mayroon ba kaming sapat na internet connection sa bahay? Sagot niya, oo. So magkakaroon ng online. Pero kung wala naman, walang sapat na internet, magkakaroon tayo ng modular distance learning. Kung ang sagot na naman dito, mayroon siyang radio o TV, so magkakaroon tayo ng home-based TV o magkakaroon tayo ng radio-based instruction. Dito po sa Bukidnon, wala po tayong TV. So radio-based instruction po for ALS. So itong algorithm na to, this is very, very important for you teachers. You need to have a profile of your learners. Hindi po pwede na basta-basta na lang natin sasabihin, ganito ako, itong gusto ko na modality. You need to use this algorithm for learning delivery modalities. And we would like to thank DepEd Central Office for this, no? Pasalamatan natin sila kasi talagang ginawaan tayo ng procedure. Now, ang tanong ngayon, ano ba talaga ang mga learning modalities natin? Sa DepEd, mayroon tayong ganitong mga learning modalities. Ilan po ang learning modalities na nandyan? Pwede ba paki-send yung message nyo kung nakita niyo ilan ang total number of learning delivery modalities? Paki-message dito. Kuya Loy, mayroon na bang nag-message para makita ko? Mayroon na nag-message na 4, okay? Kasi doon kay Kuya Loy nauuna dito sa atin medyo mga ilang minutes pa na-delete. So, mayroong nagsabi na 4. Correct, no? Ang learning modalities natin, face-to-face, distance learning, blended learning, at saka homeschooling. Okay, yung 4 na yan. Ngayon, ang tanong ninyo, parang hindi ko yata nakita yung modular. Tingnan natin sa distance learning. Ang distance learning, may 3 siyang type. Online distance learning, mayroon tayong modular distance learning, mayroon tayong TV or radio-based instruction. Now, saan to gagamitin? Ito, binigay din ito ng DepEd. Saan to gagamitin? Kung non-ECQ, GCQ ka, pwede mong gamitin si number 1 at saka si number 3. Okay? Dito naman sa kabila, kung ECQ at saka GCQ ka, pwede mong gamitin si number 2 at saka si homeschooling. No? So magagamit mo yan siya. Also with number 3. So this is a very good infographics, no, given to us by the central office. By the way, to you, my dear teachers, you need to be updated with what is in the Department of Education. Mayroon ng webinar akong napanood, sabi niya, you need to network, you need to collaborate or die as a teacher. You need to know sa panahon ngayon, kasi wala na tayong face-to-face, hindi tayo lagi nag-meet. So kailangan nakaantabay tayo kung ano ang bago. So, in short, our learning delivery modalities are face-to-face, blended learning, distance learning, modular siya, modular distance learning, or online distance learning, or radio-based TV instruction, and then homeschooling. Kanina sinabi ko sa inyo, mayroon akong patikim dito sa homeschooling. Kasi yung 1, 2, 3 na naka-check, later ko na siya i-discuss doon sa contextualizing DepEd Bukidnon learning modalities. But this time, it's a nationwide learning modalities. Now, bakit ko sinabi na medyo hindi tayo papasok doon sa homeschooling? Ito po yung slide kaya nilagay ko dito. Homeschooling. Ang homeschooling is an alternative delivery mode that aims to provide learners with access to quality basic education through a home-based environment to be facilitated by qualified parents, guardian, or tutors who have undergone relevant training. So ulitin ko po, dapat to be facilitated by qualified parents, guardians, or tutors who have undergone relevant training. And I'm sure sa panahon ngayon, we could not give the task to our parents, so the guardians and to the tutor, unless we give some orientation. At ito po yung pinaka-importante na gusto kong makita ng lahat ng mga online viewers ngayon. Sa pinakababa, no, second to the last na slide, na paragraph, nakalagay, however, there remain several issues in its implementation, including the supervision of licensed teachers and alignment with the curriculum. So, ang homeschooling po as of now, ibig sabihin, para ka rin nagkaroon ng private school na it must be with permit from our regional office. So, wala tayong homeschooling niya, to be exact. Okay? So, is that clear to everyone? Clear na ba tayo sa ating learning delivery modalities? May I have again a thumbs up message from you, if it's clear? Kung ilan yung mga learning delivery modalities, 4 siya, no? 4 ang learning delivery modalities.
Wala ka naman ka na speaker, ma'am.
Here. Time I would like to hear ano yung hindi natin mapapasok as of this time na learning delivery modalities. Ano yung i-exclude natin out of the 4? Kindly please message. Mayroon na ba, Loy, nag-message? Mayroon nang nag-message, Loy? So mayroon na yatang nag-message dito. Wow, nakita ko si Sir Neil Tabamo is around. Hello, Sir Neil. Oh, I saw you. No, ayan, so Sir Neil, dapat lagi kang nagpo-post ha. Makinig ka dyan, Sir Neil. Okay, thank you very much for watching. Oh, nakita ko sila. So, ano ba ang tanong ko? What is that learning delivery modalities of the 4? Ano yung hindi natin ma-expect for Division of Bukidnon and also for other division? Ano yun na type? Face-to-face ba? Distance ba? Blended ba? O homeschooling? Kindly post for the right answer. Meron ba nag-post, Loy? So, may nag-post na. Okay.
Homeschooling halos.
Ayun, may nagsalita. Nag-open siya ng kanyang microphone. O sige, ima-microphone natin si Ma'am Lovilla Masilang. Homeschooling. Hindi po kasali yung homeschooling. Well, nakita ko rin si Sir Rico Nigre at saka si Sir Maranyon. Si Ray, hello sir. So good, no? Ayun pa si Sir. Hello.
Homeschooling, homeschooling.
Baungon. Okay, so
Kibawi nationalize ko ng homeschooling.
So klaro na tayo? Done with the learning delivery modalities. Okay. We would like again to assure you that we are preparing our teachers and school leaders for multiple learning delivery modalities. Now it's clear, we need to prepare you for this. And so, the next slide. We prepare our teachers and school leaders for multiple learning delivery. Kasi ganito ang lalabas dyan. Sa isang teacher, posible na 3 ang kanyang learning modality in one classroom. Sa isang school, posibleng napakarami din ng kanyang modality. So dapat alam ang gagawin ni teacher, alam din na ang gagawin ni school head kung paano niya tulungan ng ating mga teachers. So, the teachers and school leaders shall be trained to implement and manage the adoption of multimodal learning delivery models depending on the context in their community, the situation of learners and the teachers, and with tools and mechanisms that will be provided to them. They will be introduced to varied delivery modalities they can utilize for their context. Contexts include geographical conditions, access to delivery platforms, readiness of learners, teachers and households, and community partners, and other relevant factors. A support mechanism shall be established for teachers and school leaders. During our activity here 2 weeks ago, ito po yung talagang binigay ko ng emphasis. My dear teachers, my dear school heads, please, ceasefire po tayo ngayon. Ang ibig sabihin ko sa ceasefire, let us not be a cause of stress to our co-teachers. Why? Because this time of pandemic, dapat concentrate tayo sa K-12. Ang dami pong adjustment natin. So kung mayroong mga nag-aaway dyan, ceasefire mo muna tayo po. Pag okay na po sa IETF, go na po tayo, no joke lang. But the point is we need to have a support mechanism. We need to have solidarity. So this will come in the form of functional help desk. Mayroon tayong help desk, may coaching tayo, mayroon tayong professional learning community through the Learning Action Cell, resource materials and other forms of support that can be made available in real or virtual platform setup. And then monitoring, of course, implementation and identification of areas of improvement and best practices will also be conducted. Okay? As of now, ang dami na po nating webinars. Kailangan na po natin itong i-update. Nagkaroon po tayo ng webinars on learning modalities and delivery, learning delivery and modalities. Nagkaroon po tayo ng webinars on technology utilization. Ito na rin po itong webinar na ito, kasama na rin po dito. And then nagkaroon po tayo ng webinar first aid. Ito po ang gusto kong ilagay dito sa inyo lahat. The most valuable resource that all teachers have is each other. Without collaboration, our thought is limited to our own perspective. Kanina nga, napakaganda ang statement sa atin ni Sir Randy. Sabi ni Sir Randy, at tinik note ko po, nothing to fear. There's nothing to fear. Central office is supporting us, the regional office is supporting us. Sir Randy is leading the support to all the school heads, to all the schools and our teachers. Please love each other. We need to really have peace within us and with others so that we can continue conducting school year 2020-2021 with flying colors. Again, ulitin ko po, the most valuable resource that all teachers have is each other. So wala po tayong magagawa. Tayo ang frontliners ngayon. Tayo ngayon ang frontliners sa ating mga bata. So we need to collaborate for us to grow. Okay, so if you agree, again, I would like to connect with you. Kindly say, okay. I am in. Pwede ba pakilagay, okay, I am in. Paki-message po kung okay, I am in. Kasi po hindi ko mahahayaang mag-on kayo ng inyong mga microphone kasi baka dumami ang mag-alot, magkakaroon tayo ng problema. I would like to receive, okay, I'm in. Meron na ba tayo, Loy? Okay, I'm in. Wow, thank you so much. Ang dami pong nagsabi ng... Okay, ang dami pong okay. Bakit po ako masaya? I am okay. And if everyone will be in, that we will support each other. Wala pong bagyo, wala pong typhoon na lalabas, wala po tayong mga problema kung tayo ay nagkakaisa. So I'm very happy right now. Masaya ako. Titingnan ko yung mga faces nila, tinignan ko yung mga mukha ninyo. Aba, nakasmile din kayo. Thank you so much. for being in. Okay, I'm in. No? So lahat, si Adonis Ente, and Mercedita, Natividad. How I wish ma-mention ko kayong lahat dito. Okay, ang dami nagsabi, okay. Otherwise, Naro, wala nang reklamo, wala nang grievance na mangyayari. Okay, my dear school heads and teachers, we are really getting your yes, okay, I'm in, that we will collaborate with each other. So, can I continue? I will continue, and this time we will be talking about operationalizing the learning continuity plan in the division of Bukidnon. We will now operationalize. Okay, so yung mga input ko before this, yun po yung pinaka-nationwide dati na input. So we will now be talking about Bukidnon, operationalizing the learning continuity in Bukidnon. But the LCP in Bukidnon does not mean na naiiba ang mukha natin. Remember, we are one in this nation. DepEd is one in this nation, and so therefore, dapat nakabase pa rin tayo sa issuances ng ating Department of Education. Ibig sabihin dito, yes, we operationalize it here, but the roots dapat galing pa rin sa ating DepEd. In fact, mayroon tayong tinatawag na heal as one, di ba? So, operationalizing the learning LCP, ito po yung una-una nating gagawin. Okay. First, the minimum dito sa ating minimum health standards, mayroon tayong COVID-19 mitigation objectives ng Department of Health. Ano po ito? Objective number 1, increase physical and mental resilience. Kaya yun na nga, nag-start ako ng mind setting. Kailangan yung ating physical resilience, no? Sabi nga nila dito, ang daming nakasulat doon sa directive ng Department of Health, ang kanilang administrative order ng Department of Health na nakapasok ito sa ating BO14, pero babalikan ko yung kabila. Papasukin ko po ito. Tayo ng mga teachers, mga school heads, please, you need to sleep early. Because we need to strengthen dapat mataas ang ating immune system. Because if we have immune system, na strong immune system, lalakas po ang ating physical and mental resilience. Okay? We reduce the transmission, we need to reduce contact, and we need to reduce duration of infection. Alalahanin niyo po, naghihirap na po tayo sa panahon nito. Pag magkaroon pa po tayo ng second wave, yung another na problem, mas malaki po ang magiging issue. So, please put this into your heart. Kailangan i-consider natin itong COVID-19 mitigation objectives. Now, minimum health standards. We have DepEd Order number 14, Series 2020. Ito sinasabi ko, dapat lahat kayo may pen and paper. Maski na lang yung DepEd Order para later, inyo na lang ito i-download sa computer. This is about the guidelines on the required health standards in basic education offices and schools for the guidance of all learners, teachers, and non-teaching personnel nationwide. When we talk about minimum health standards, please access to this DepEd Order. Kasi po nakadiscuss na dito yung general health and safety protocols, yung school clinic and health services, and also physical arrangement in schools and other highlights. Okay, so I hope that's clear to you. Another thing that we would like to introduce to you, that you need to also have a copy, is DepEd Order number 53, Series 2020. This is about the joint implementation guidelines of the 2020 Brigada Eskwela at Oplan Balik Eskwela. Ang tanong, bakit ba walang face-to-face? Bakit nagbabrigada eskwela pa tayo? If you have this question, you need to have this DepEd Memorandum number 53, Series 2020. Kasi po binago na po ng DepEd yan. Well, yung ating mga teachers ay nasa work from home, gumagawa po ng trabaho ang ating mga taga-DepEd, no? So may naipalabas po na DepEd Memorandum number 53. As such, adoption and implementation of the Administrative Order number 2020-0015, guidelines on the risk-based public health standards for COVID-19 mitigation from the Department of Health shall be strictly enforced and monitored. Nilagay ko po ito. This is a very thick DepEd memorandum that all the principals should have a copy and all the teachers should also know, so that we can also include this in our orientation for our parents. Ito po ang isa sa pinaka-importante na gagawin natin. okay, for this LCP. Now, let me continue with alternative work arrangement. Bakit ko po ito pinasok? Kasi nga, we need to have a safe return of our teachers, no, of our school heads and non-teaching personnel. So, talking about this alternative work arrangement, mayroon pa tayong nilabas ulit ng DepEd. This is DepEd Order number 11, Series 2020. This is about revised guidelines on alternative work arrangements in the Department of Education during the period of state of national emergency due to COVID-19 pandemic. Again, may I encourage the school heads to also get a copy of this one. Mayroon po akong nilagay na highlight ng DepEd Order number 11, Series 2020 na kailangan po nating ipasok dito. Ito po, needs of offices and schools, CLC, community learning centers, heads shall implement the following precautionary measures in their area of responsibility. Ito po, kailangan po natin to bago mag-August 24. First, disinfection or decontamination of its building, facilities, and office vehicles. Disinfection should be part of the regular maintenance and upkeep of the office, schools, and community learning centers. Conduct of regular health status check to ensure that no one is exhibiting any of the symptoms of COVID-19 disease. So kailangan tuloy-tuloy pa rin. And then modification of the workplace layout to ensure observance of physical distancing, requirements of those who will be reporting to the office. To those of you who are my Facebook friends, may na-post po ako when I visited Alain National High School. Na-post ko po yun yung isang classroom na mayroon na siyang social distancing, no, na arrangement sa kanyang sitting arrangement ng classroom. Now, pwede po naman kayong magtanong, paano kung wala akong ganon? Because we have fund issues, we have financial issues. So, madali lang naman po, pwedeng lagyan nito ng mga upuan, and then lagyan ng X yung upuan na ayaw yung ipaupo sa mga bata. Kasi nga, I talked to Ma'am Veron of Manolo National High School, Manolo Portage National High School, mahirap din daw ilabas yung ating mga ating mga upuan. Kasi nga, wala tayong extra classroom na pwedeng lagyan ng upuan na hindi gagamitin. So, pwede na rin yun, pero lagyan na lang din siya ng X. Para dun sa may X, hindi po yun upuan ng mga bata. So, there are many things sa inyo na po yan na leadership. My dear school heads, importante po yun. Now, looking back with my discussion, nag-discuss tayo ng health protocols, nag-discuss tayo ng Brigada Eskwela. By the way, this is very, very important. I visited some schools. Kailangan po puntahan natin ang school to also prepare our school. Kasi ganito po yan. If we have learning centers, that's LR, we need to also have learning space. Hindi po pwede ng ating mga schools ay hindi natin puntahan para hindi siya ma-ready. And remember, may issuance tayo na tinatawag na doon sa Brigada Eskwela. So I hope that's clear to you. Now, is that clear to everybody? Okay? Alain National High School is a nice example according to Ma'am Antoinette. So, with all this, ready na tayo, nag-usap na tayo about sa school, pinag-usapan na natin kung ano dapat nating mga health protocols. This time, mayroon akong isa namang ipakita sa inyo na which this slide I really believe. This is according to Linda Conway. Sabi po niya, it's not what is poured into a student that counts, but what is planted. So ibig sabihin, hindi po pwedeng itatapon lang natin yung ating mga material sa ating mga bata. Kailangan it must be quality, no, quality input. Dapat maganda yung ating learning delivery mode. So, do you agree with this one? It's not what is poured into a student that counts, but what is planted. So, nag-ready na tayo ng learning space, nag-ready na tayo ng mga dapat ready for kids, but we need to also look into how these things are being delivered. Okay, so for that, I would like to continue with the next slide, the division and schools to contextualize learning strategy. Kailangan po natin i-contextualize ang learning strategy kasi nga yung sinabi ko kanina, huwag yung, ay naku, ganito nag-online, dapat ma-online din ako. Pag wala kang internet, so hindi po pwede. So yun po yung ating pag-uusapan. So, are you ready with the divisions and schools to contextualize learning strategies? Are you ready now, my online viewers? Okay. Sabi ni Sir Jomer Bansilay, I strongly agree. Thank you so much, sir. Ang ano ko lang ngayon, I would like to assume that every input that I said, you strongly agree. Thank you so much, sir. Okay, so now may I have, yes, okay, yes, you are now ready for division and schools to contextualize learning strategies to input natin. This time, again, I would like to have 3 hearts from you. Yeah, 3 hearts from you. That you are ready to know divisions and schools to contextualize learning. 3 hearts? Are you okay? 3 hearts? Ayun, ang dami na ng 3 hearts natin. Parang ang dami nagsabi ng yes, ma'am. Ayun, si Joan Malabanan, mayroon siyang 3 hearts at saka si John Mark Edilor. Green hearts, I like that. I love that green hearts. Ibig sabihin productive heart, no? Productive heart. Hindi lang pagmamahal. Tinatrabaho din yan, Sir John. Okay, so now you are ready. I'm happy. Leah, Viloria, Inesita, Andalyasa, Cynthia, Jaime. So now I would like to introduce learning delivery modalities in Bukidnon. First, we will have face-to-face. Pag ma-okay na po, kasi may na-issue po ngayon ni Sir Randy Tortola sa atin ngayon, mamaya babasahin ko. So far, sinabi ko rin kanina, no face-to-face pa until safe. So, ano ba itong face-to-face natin? Ano ba itong face-to-face natin? So, I will discuss to you face-to-face. Until safe ha, pero i-discuss na natin dito. This refers to a learning delivery modality where the students and the teachers are both physically present in the classroom, and there are opportunities for active engagement, immediate feedback, and socio-emotional development of learners. Sa first paragraph pa lang natin, makikita na natin na, oops, wag muna tayo mag face-to-face. Kasi kailangan ng active engagement yung face-to-face. Kailangan ng socio-emotional development of learners. Kailangan ng immediate feedback. So magkakaproblema tayo sa social distancing, yung health protocols natin. So, in the face-to-face option, dapat feasible siya in very low risk areas. Tayo sa Bukidnon, hindi pa nasabing very low. Low risk pa tayo sa Bukidnon. Such as very low risk areas, such as the geographically isolated, disadvantaged, and conflict-affected areas. I tried na dapat lagyan ng yellow to highlight that with no history of infection and with very low and easily monitored external contacts, but with teachers and learners living in the vicinity of the school. Ibig sabihin, mas problema kung ang teacher ay hindi nakatira within the vicinity of the school. Mas mahirap mag face-to-face. Any face-to-face learning delivery must have proper risk assessment and must adhere to the health protocols in place. Okay. Now, ito po yung ating blended learning. Sa blended learning natin, this refers to a learning delivery that combines face-to-face with any or a mix of online distance learning, modular distance learning, or radio-based instruction. Sabi nga ng blend, pwede kang mag-modular plus mayroon kang online distance, pwede kang mag-modular plus radio-based instruction, kaya nga tinawag nating blended. Blended learning will enable the schools to limit face-to-face learning, ensure social distancing, and decrease the volume of people outside the home at a given time. Now, yesterday po nagkaroon kami ng regional MANCOM, and according to our regional directors, RD Art Bayukot, ito pong blended learning natin, gagawin natin siyang blended distance learning. Bakit po siya blended distance learning? Kasi po wala po tayong face-to-face na mangyayari until magkaroon tayo ng safe na environment. So, blended distance learning po ito. Now, I would like to discuss distance learning. Why? Because under distance learning, diniscuss natin kanina, that includes modular distance learning, MDL, online distance learning, ODL, or radio-based instruction. Okay. Dito po tayo sa modular distance learning. Ito po involves individualized instruction. So imagine natin na individualized instruction that allows learners to use self-learning module. So mayroong module, SLM ang ating learners in print or digital form or format or electronic copy, whichever is applicable in the context of the learner. the teacher takes the responsibility of monitoring the progress of the learners. Ang ating mga teachers shall do home visits to learners needing remediation or assistance. And then ang pinakababa, pinalagyan ko yan ng red talaga, kay Loy. No, because guidance of trained para-teacher is required to properly and appropriately deliver instruction. Itong ibig kong sabihin na huwag mong ibibigay lang yung papel sa bata siya ng bahala. We need to plant this well. And so therefore, dapat may guidance tayo ng ating mga trained para-teacher. Now, let me continue. Online distance learning, kasi nga mayroon din tayong mga secondary schools and elementary schools. So also would like to have blended yung may modular plus online. No? So the features the teacher as facilitator, engaging learners' active participation through the use of various technologies, access through the internet, while they are geographically remote from each other during instruction. So the internet is used as to facilitate learner-teacher, and peer-to-peer communication. Online learning allows live synchronous instruction. It requires participants to have good and stable internet connection. Below this slide, nilagyan namin 4 selected schools. Why? Because we are happy in the Division of Bukidnon that there are schools who opted to have modular and online distance learning. Thank you so much for that. Okay, now let me continue. Online distance learning, it is more interactive than the other types of distance learning. I think you will agree, no? Ang online distance learning more interactive, and then actually this is attractive sa ating mga bata, 21st century learners, and the responses are real time. Kaya lang medyo challenge tayo sa Bukidnon for this online distance learning, kaya for selected schools lang. The learners may download materials from the internet, complete and submit assignments online, attend webinars and virtual classes. This is practiced effectively by using a learning management system or related technologies. The DepEd Common and LR portal fall in this category. Okay, so I hope that's clear to everyone. And meron pa tayo video-based, still under online distance learning. Radio-based instruction, according to our superintendent, utilizes SLMs converted to video lessons for radio, and SLMs converted to radio script for radio-based instruction. Sabi po ni Sir Randy sa atin, ang ating superintendent, this will be for alternative learning system. So the challenge kasi sa atin is dealing with learners who are not capable of independent learning. So ipapasok natin ito sa radio-based instruction under alternative learning system. Now the next thing that we need to do is also for work immersion. May mga statement din, may mga terminology na ginamit dito is apprenticeship. But we use work immersion because this is for our grade 12 students. No? In grade 12, students will have the apprenticeship of their selected track and strand. They need to apply what they learn in school in any offices, establishments, or institutions which the school has assigned them. This apprenticeship is one way of preparing them for work. Baka po sa panahon na yun na sinabi ko itong slide na ito, marami na namang nagre-react. Paano natin gawin yun? Do not worry. Let us deal with it bit by bit. Everything will be in place. So, hindi naman po natin gagawin diretso-diretso. So, dapat hindi po ma-sacrifice ang quality ng ating basic education K-12 curriculum. Okay, so that's it. So, are you ready for our next slide? Wow, si Joseph Dakilanya. I'm happy you have so many. Uy, nakita ko rin dito si so many hearts, si Joseph. At ang ating friend, si Albert Vildosola. Blended learning for Impasugong. Modular distance learning plus tandem learning. Naku, Sir Albert, may bago kang term tandem learning. So mamaya ipa-explain natin ito kay Sir. No, I'm just joking, Sir. Thank you, Sir Albert, for being with us this afternoon. Okay, now I have one question. Saan po nag-fall si radio-based instruction? Saan nag-fall si radio-based instruction? Is it under face-to-face? Is it under blended? Or under online distance learning? Again, my question, saan po nag-fall si radio-based instruction? Okay, Loy, pakicheck yung monitor mo kung mayroon na bang nag-answer. Saan nag-fall si radio-based instruction? Nag-fall si radio-based instruction, sabi ni Mary Villacorta, nag-fall siya sa online distance learning. Again, online distance learning include modular distance learning, online distance learning. Sa distance learning siya, and then radio-based instruction. So that's clear, no? Klaro na yan? Distance learning include radio-based, online, and modular. Okay, thank you so much. Now, are you now ready? Okay, now let's continue. We will discuss to you DepEd Order number 21, Series 2019. Okay, bakit po natin ito diniscuss? Okay, since ito yung point ko, kasi nga I'm really very happy that our superintendent entrusted me the finalization of the LCP, where in fact this is really a collaborative effort of the Division of Bukidnon. Pero pinag-isipan ko po, kung magkakaroon man lang tayo ng learning delivery mode such as blended, distance learning, and yung face-to-face wala pa, kailangan natin ng suporta ng ating mga parents, kailangan natin ng para-teachers, kailangan natin ng suporta ng ating mga community. And so therefore, kailangan alam nila kung ano yung mga dapat na subjects na i-offer natin sa mga bata. Hindi na sila magtatanong kung ano dapat i-offer dito. If they have a copy of DepEd Order number 21, Series 2019, makikita natin doon yung mga guidelines of the K-12 Basic Education Program. This is to provide information and reference points on the K-12 Basic Education Curriculum. The following are learning areas and time allotment by case stages. Dapat alam ito ng ating mga parents kasi nga they are also para teachers na magtutulong sila sa atin. So we need to go back with DepEd Order number 21 Series 2019, and mind you, this is very thick DepEd Order. And you can ask whatever in the Department of Education, nandun po lahat. So let me begin. Are we now okay to discuss DepEd Order number 21? Okay, i-run through ko po ito siya. First slide. Ito po yung time allotment natin for learning areas sa kindergarten natin. First, marami po tayong mga naatidagang ginikanan karon. Marami tayong parents na gusto nila, wag na lang muna tayo mag-kindergarten. Pero titingnan po natin yung domains ng kindergarten. How can we stop kindergarten if kindergarten domains include socio-emotional development, values development, physical health and motor development, aesthetic creative development, mathematics, understanding the physical and natural environment, language, literacy, and communication. These are very, very important for a learner to enter grade 1. Sabi nga nila, dapat ang bata matuto ng mathematics before mag 6 years old. Otherwise, mayroon na siyang difficulty sa mathematics. So, importante ito. So, hindi natin pwedeng i-sacrifice ang future ng ating mga bata. So, with the time allotment, nagbigay kami dito ng kailangan alam nyo yung daily activities na sample, no? Okay? And then, ilagay din natin, ano ba yung mga learning areas sa grade 1, sa grade 2, sa grade 3, how many hours? Importante ito, no? Na malaman ng ating mga stakeholders. Okay? What about the time allotment for grades 1 to 3? Okay? What about grades 4 to 6? Andoon yun. And then, time allotment for junior high school, importante ito. And also with time allotment for senior high school core curriculum subjects. My dear school heads and teachers, you need to have a copy of this because this is very, very important. And isa ito sa dapat nating i-discuss sa ating mga parents na tutulong sa edukasyon ng kanilang mga bata. Then you have their time allotment for senior high school applied track subjects, no? Yung number of hours per semester, yung 80 hours per semester. And then, medium of teaching and learning. Kailangan alam nila ito. So, here, the medium of teaching and learning for this stage of the basic education program observes a transition from the dominance of the mother tongue. Hindi pwede na pagka-kinder pa yung bata, diretso na tayo mag-Filipino ang English. Because dapat i-connect pa natin yung mother tongue ng bata sa bahay to the school. So dominance of this is mother tongue, pagka-kinder pa siya, which is used from kindergarten until the second quarter of grade 1 to the accommodation of both Filipino and English, which are used in the second and quarters of grade 1 respectively until the end of the program. Kailangan ma-discuss natin to. And then yung ating grades 4 to 6 na medium of teaching and learning, English and Filipino. 7, 8, 9, 10, English and Filipino. And then grade 11 and grade 12, English, Filipino. Okay, under of course sa Filipino, pambungad sa filosofya ng tao, English and Filipino. And then, this is the most important thing. Sabi ko kanina, equitable education is one very big issue during the COVID-19 pandemic. And so let us not forget the schools, the teachers who are handling multi-grade program. Importante rin po natin ito ma-consider. Baka po kino-consider natin yung mga mainstream na mga sections na na-set aside natin kasi kung difficulty for one section, one grade level, kung mayroon kayong difficulty, the more that they will have difficulty if these teachers are handling multi-grade programs. So, nilagay ko po ito just to remind all the school heads, please let us give our support to our multi-grade teachers. Importante po kasi doble-doble po ang kanilang mga gagawin this COVID-19 pandemic. Okay, so improve access to basic education in disadvantaged and less accessible communities with low enrollment. So, hindi ko na siguro kailangan ibasahin lahat. And then, do not also forget the initiative of our school division superintendent. Bawat batang Bukidnon bumabasa, the 4 Bs, no? It was mentioned in DepEd Order number 53, Series 2020, that we need to strengthen Brigada Pagbasa. So, challenge natin last year is yung ating mga non-readers. Sabi nila, wala daw dapat non-readers, dapat daw frustration level. Okay? Pero nandun sa DO 453 Series 2020, patuloy pa rin natin yung ating 4Bs, no, to strengthen Brigada Pagbasa. And following Division Memo 173 Series 2019, otherwise known as Hamon, Bawat Bata Bumabasa. This is an initiative of our superintendent for both elementary and secondary schools. Dapat may 4Bs tayo, bawat batang Bukidnon bumabasa. Now, let us not also forget yung kanina sinabi dito yung equitable education that we also have in school who are under special education program. We also have a live program in some schools and also IP schools. Now, in Bukidnon, we have recognized SPED centers, 4 recognized SPED centers. We have elementary schools implementing SPED and secondary schools implementing SPED. 8 po yan sa SPED. Sa ating mga batang Muslim, we have elementary schools implementing Alive, 5. 1 integrated school implementing Alive. And then for our IPED, ito po ang marami, 207. 168 elementary schools implementing IPED. Secondary schools implementing IPED, 21. And integrated schools implementing IPED, 18. I would like to pause for a break for our water break. I will give you 3 minutes for our water break. Okay? I'll be back. We still have 2 minutes for your water break. Don't worry. Ito lang sila, Sir Rico Negre. Parang, okay ba kayo dyan? Parang, paano ng ating social distancing, mga friends? Friends, Sir, kay Sir Rico Negre. Hello, sir. Okay lang ba kayo dyan? Social distancing po tayo kay Sir Ray Maranyon. Okay, I know maraming umalis dahil kailangan natin ng water break for the meantime. No?
Okay na ma'am, medyo ang pala ma'am, medyo di na experience social distancing ma'am kay ang signal ma'am, signal. Ulan. Kusog ang ulan ma'am, ulan. Weather is not fine ma'am.
Okay na daw. So, okay lang kayo dyan.
Okay ra ma'am, okay ra ma'am. Ulan magud ma'am, ulan eh, wala signal ba?
Okay, so it's 3:30 already, and so we will be back. Everyone, let's go back to our discussion. Are we now ready for our next discussion? Okay, I'll go back to inclusive education program. In the Department of Education, inclusive education programs include SPED, the Arabic language and Islamic values education and indigenous peoples, and also with ALS. Dagan akong na-watch na webinar, and I'm happy to really be capacitated, and one of the most important thing to consider is to look into the welfare really of the children under these inclusive education programs. Kailangan natin bigyan sila ng pansin for equitable education, and mayroon po tayong mga migrant learners, mayroon tayong mga learners with who are differently abled, no? Differently abled learners. Mayroon po tayong mga Muslim learners, and mayroon din po tayong mga IP learners. So kailangan po natin to sila i-consider in the online, in our learning delivery modalities, no? So kailangan din yun. Now we are going to discuss ALS, the very big program under inclusive education. ALS program, okay? ALS program and alternative delivery mode, this is what we call flexible learning options, okay? First, alternative learning system, and then alternative delivery mode. So, let me first discuss to you ALS. So sa ALS po natin, patuloy po tayo sa ALS, mayroon tayong mga scenarios dito. Scenario A, learning sessions inside the school with classrooms shared with formal session. So wala pa po ito until safe. And then learning session inside the school with existing ALS building or classroom assigned for ALS use only. Learning session in barangay CLCs compliant to the required health standards. And then learning sessions in remote communities and for learners prone to health hazards. We have actually many slides on the alternative learning option. Gusto ko lang pong i-take this opportunity to inform our school heads and also our district supervisors. Please help us improve our enrollment sa ALS. As of today, we have 86% enrollment. Thank you so much for helping us really reach out to our learners and enroll for school year 2020-2021. Pero mababa pa rin po hanggang ngayon ang ating mga enrollees sa ating ALS. Out of 9,000 plus, we have more than 2,000 plus pa. 2,000 plus pa sa Bukidnon, and so I hope that you will help us reach out. No, itong mga learners natin sa ALS, we need to also give the best for them to get the quality education. And so, dalawa yung flexible learning options, again, ALS, and the second one is about alternative delivery mode. In Bukidnon, we have Open High School program. So, Open High School program, we also have instructional management by parents, community, and teachers, yung impact. And then you also have MISOSA. This Impact and Misosa, we are an implementing division for Impact and Misosa, and we hope to revive the implementation. But as of now, we have an existing open high school program in the division of Bukidnon. So that's all about the flexible learning option under ADM. So we are now going to look into the learning resources. Are we now ready? Are we now ready for the learning resources? This time, may I request for your message, and I would like to receive, I am ready. I am ready. Loy, pakicheck Loy kung maraming ready na dyan for our learning resources. Okay. Marami na nag-ready for our learning resources. Okay, ready na for learning. Okay, I am ready. Thank you, Giselle Solon. Naku, si Adonis Ente talagang naka-standby siya. Hazel Rose Pinales, ready for the learning resources. But before that, we need to again summarize. Summarize tayo. We discussed the learning delivery modalities. We discussed the importance of time allotment and subjects because our parents would like to help us. We also discussed healthy protocols. We discussed the importance of learning space, that's Brigada Eskwela and Oplan Balik Eskwela. We also need to give importance to our multi-grade program, to our inclusive education program. This should be considered. No, this should be considered. Wow, nandiyan si Maricel Pipito Sibayan. I am ready. So you are now ready. I'm happy for that. I would like that I am ready na post ninyo. I would like to take it as we are very much ready for school year 2020-2021. So na-discuss na natin yung learning space, na-discuss na natin. Now we move to our learning resources. What about learning resources? Dili na gyud ta mag-uol. Why? Because we have sustainable and working DepEd Commons. First, napakaswerte ng DepEd, napakaswerte ng Pilipinas kasi libre po ang DepEd Commons for public schools, private schools, alternative learning system, and free access to Globe, Smart subscribers, also to TM and SAN, TNT users. Ganun po, hindi tayo magkakaproblema sa learning resources. Now, since March hanggang ngayon, we're discussing about DepEd Common, DepEd Common, DepEd Common. And I would like to reiterate, because our parents are still asking, paano kami maka-avail ng DepEd Common? Sabi niyo libre ang access, pero paano maka-avail? My dear teachers, my dear school heads, you should know this infographics of the Department of Education. No? Ito, ipapakita natin to. This is a very simple infographic, how to access DepEd Common. Okay, so number one, school ID number po, and then the school, and then number two, save your chosen school, and then select a grade level, and then click on the subject, and select a downloadable resource or a resource from an external link. So di ba madali lang po? But for all you know, until now, there are parents who are texting me who are also asking about how to access DepEd Common. So kailangan isali natin to sa ating orientation. Now, still on the LR, we also have list of materials from the Bureau of Learning Resources, BLR. Mayroon tayo about kindergarten, grade 1 to 3, grade 4 to 6, grade 7 to 10, and grade 11 to 12 na materials. And then, ito na po yung ating MELC. Ready na po tayo sa MELC. Sabi ko kay Loy, gusto ko ipakita sa inyo kasi baka nagsasabi tayo ng mayroon tayong mga DepEd Common pero hindi natin napasok. And this time, bilisan ko siya, gusto kong makapture nyo kung ano ang papasukin natin. After doon sa DepEd Common, ito po yung lalabas. Ayan, yan, check lang sa edukasyon sa pagpapakatao, anong grade niya, dapat papasok na dyan lahat. Okay, ito lalabas yan lahat doon. Okay? And then, after that, mayroon pa tayong homeroom guidance program. Ito, Loy, nakalagay ito sa ating LCP sa Central Office. Yung LCP natin sa Central Office, it's 800 plus pages. Kaya homeroom guidance program, 704 to 723. Now, wala pa gyud ta na human sa DepEd Common. About LR, then we have this. as a regional initiative, this is really a thumbs up for our director. The division develops self-learning modules for ADM covering all essential learning competencies for grade 10. Lahat po ng grade levels, all learning areas, gumawa po tayo ng SLM, self-learning module. Ito po ay nasubmit na natin sa regional office, i-access na lang po natin pag mag-quality assure nila. This is my good news to all the teachers. To all the teachers and to all the school heads. Kasi po, itong SLM na to, ginawa po ito ng regional office na assign sa atin ng grade 10. Pagbuksan mo po yung ating SLM, it's an all-in LR. Tawag ko dito all-in LR kasi nga mayroon na siyang assessment, pwede na siyang maging learner's material, pwede siyang maging teacher's material, pwede siyang maging teacher guide, so on and so forth. Okay, so ito po yung ating i-reproduce. Ito yung sabi ni Sir Randy that nangangailangan po ang Bukidnon ng 2.2 billion to reproduce the self-learning modules from kinder to grade 12. Oo, tapos by quarter pa yan, all the modules. So, aside from that, when it comes to learners' resources, learner and teacher learning resources are available sa division LRMDS. Okay? In addition to centrally delivered na mga learning resources, aside from DepEd Common, mayroon tayong DepEd Learning Portal, as well as print, digital, offline, and online materials, and educational videos from Bureau of Learning Resources could supplement the basic education LCP resource requirements. So, siguro sa panahon ngayon, after this discussion, now, alam ko lahat po ng ating mga viewers, masasabi niyang ready na po tayo. When it comes to learning resources, kompleto po. And salute to RD Art Bayokot, and salute to DepEd Region 10. Salute to grade 10 writers and evaluators, okay? Because we come up with the SLM na talagang magagamit natin. So DepEd Self-Learning Modules for school year 2020-2021. At may ginamit pang another SLM ang central office. That is all about for COVID-19. So considering the MELC and considering the essential learning competencies. So, siguro wala tayong problema sa learning resources. So because we have no problem anymore, can I have a smile? Tawag natin doon? Emoticon. I would like to have smile emoticon from you. I hope to receive smile emoticon from you. To know that you are now smiling, my dear teachers, di na kita magproblema. And I watched one webinar of the, watch one webinar. Ang problema daw sa mga teacher, paano pa daw walang internet, so on and so forth. My dear teachers and school heads, and also with the public schools district supervisors, many are already sacrificing, helping the Philippine government para lang makasuporta sa atong mga kauban sa Pilipinas. Then, what is mag-data lang ta nga gamay para makatabang ta sa DepEd as a teacher. Always remember that as a teacher, teaching is a noble profession. Really, I hope that you have a good heart to have a data, magbayad ta, makapalit ta og load unsa man gani para lang gyud sa atong gift sa ato ang existence, no? Para lang gyud sa atong values education program nag-i-spin na pud ko. So, ang problema lang gyud sa LR issue law is more on asa ni magkwarta, madili man mi internet, so on and so forth. But now naaman tay mga things to access. I hope that our teachers and our school heads and our district supervisors will also look into this. I'm happy. Ang dami pong nagsabi ng happy smile. Naku, si Unika Iha nandito. Hannah Grace Oket, M. Galanggang, si Cherry Laniba Hidalgo. Ang dami pong nagsabi, we are smiling. And Mark Donyo, nandito si Mark Donyo. Miriam Rio Tuyor. Thank you so much, Ma'am Gladys Lucerna. Ma'am Zoraida Datulaita, hello. Thank you so much. I would like to accept your smile. That means you are now ready for school year 2020-2021. Sayun raman di ay na naman di mga learning resources nato. Okay ra. So, your next question would be, what about the private schools? I would like to assume that we have teachers from the private schools. to our private schools, DepEd Order number 13, Series 2020, was issued by the Department of Education relative to the readiness assessment checklist for learning delivery modalities in the learning continuity plan of private schools. Here in this DepEd Order number 13, Series 2020, our private school partners, mayroong mga checklist na doon na binigay ang central office, A, B, C na checklist. A for non-negotiable minimum requirements for online distance learning / blended learning. We also have B for checklist under non-negotiable minimum requirements for modular distance learning, blended learning, and then C, non-negotiable minimum requirements for TV or radio-based instruction, blended learning. This is very important for our private school partners. We still consider you as our best partner in educating our children, and so DepEd Order number 13 was issued by the Department of Education. To my dear public school teachers, public school principals, and PSDS, please also take time to get this copy for you to know, as part of the algorithm for learning delivery modalities, for you to know what exactly is suitable for your school when it comes to learning delivery modalities. So, dili na ta mag-uol, aside sa atong learning delivery modalities na apay checklist, nag-i-issue DepEd Order number 13, Series of 2020. So, done? Okay na taana for that? And so your next question would be, we already have this curriculum, we have self-learning module, we prepared everything, learning space, natanan. I would like to inform you that we will still have assessment. Naagyapon tayo assessment despite of COVID-19 pandemic. In this assessment, okay, the following national examinations are included. Early language ELNA, naagyapon tayo ELNA. Nagyapon tayo exit assessment for grade 6, grade 10, and grade 12. Nagyapon tayo National Career Aptitude Examination. We also have accreditation and equivalency assessment and grade level placement assessment. Why do I need to include this in the slide? Because I would like you to know that assessment, education must continue, national assessment also must continue. And so therefore, you need to deliver at the best of your ability, my dear teachers, to teach our students about the learning competencies, because there will be national assessment for our learners. Okay? But due to the COVID-19 pandemic, this division shall adopt the upcoming DepEd guidelines. Kasi ang tanong nyo, anong gagawin natin? When it comes to the guidelines on assessments, DepEd Central Office will issue a DepEd order taking into consideration the physical limitation imposed by COVID-19. Learners shall prepare their portfolio, e-portfolio, to include written works and performances and products, whether hard copy, soft copy, or a combination of this. The portfolio, e-portfolio content will be assessed using rubrics that capture the evidence of learning. Ito na, sa pinakamaganda na point, testimonies of parents and other adults, including community leaders, aside from teachers, may also be considered in the assessment. Where face-to-face learning and blended learning is possible, summative tests will be administered in school. For learners who are on distance learning, summative tests may be administered when physical classes shall be allowed in their respective areas. For now, this slide is coming from the LCP of the Central Office, and we will wait for the upcoming DepEd guidelines on assessment. So I hope, hindi na po ma-stress ani, kaya na naman sila i-provide. So are you okay? Because na-mention na ito ang assessment, we still need to discuss more. Medyo tayo na-delay, 1:30 at ang time natin, so we still can continue. Okay, so this time, are you ready for our next topic? No, parang ang dami nang diniscuss natin. So gusto ko ngayon na icon. Anong icon na susunod dito? O, ayoko ng icon na smiley pa rin na icon ang gusto ko. Okay, I would like to receive smiley and thumbs up icon from you. Smiley and thumbs up icon. For me to know that I am going to introduce the next slide. Smiley and thumbs up, please. You smile and thumbs up. Okay, mayroon na ba tayo, Loy? Smile and thumbs up. Sabi ni Karen Zambrano Romero, ang dami ko pong natutunan. Thank you so much. Sabi ni May Caliete, thank you, ma'am, for boosting us to continue our job in times like this. Ito na lang po ang magagawa natin sa isa't isa. Let us boost each other's spirit. Okay? Watching from San Juan, Venus Lopez. Okay, thank you so much. Ayan, na-receive ko na. Nag-post si Ma'am Tessie Mansueto, si Ayan Zabaliero, ng maraming smile at saka maraming thumbs up. So, bakit ito kailangan, Lloyd? Because our next topic is about finance. Okay? So, finance ang pag-uusapan natin. For finance, don't worry because DepEd issued DepEd Order number 15, Series 2020. This is about supplementary guidelines on managing, maintenance, and other operating expenses, allocation for schools to support the implementation of basic education learning continuity plan in times of COVID-19. I hope that the principals, especially the principals, will have a copy of this. Why? Because we also have some adjustments when it comes to our MOE. So kailangan po alam natin yan. Lord, yung pinalabas ni Sir. Okay? So still under finance, I would like to read, no? Bago-bago lang talaga. This is freshly issued from our dynamic superintendent. Urgent advisory po ang nakalagay. Loy, pwede i-ano mo ako, Loy? Pwede i-camera. Okay? Under finance. Okay. Okay. I would like to show to you this urgent advisory from our beloved superintendent. Okay, from our beloved superintendent. Mayroon po siyang urgent na advisory which was already July 15, 2020. Okay, sa July 15, 2020. Okay na lang. July 15, 2020. The subject is printing of self-learning modules for the opening of school year 2020, 2021. And I already asked permission. I already asked permission from our school division superintendent to announce this, especially that we have online viewers who are school principals. And let me read. Guidepost number 1. There shall be no face-to-face teaching this school year. Hence, only modular or blended learning shall be adopted. Number 2. Copies of modules shall be downloaded to the districts and to secondary schools for printing and mass production. Number 3, priority on the utilization of SEF shall be for the procurement of printing machines and ink bond papers. Number 4, it is advised that some of items in the SEF shall be realigned, reprogrammed for the production of the modules per advised by the regional office. ASDS kindly discuss this with the honorable mayors. Number 5, priority expenditure using school MOE shall be the procurement of ink, stencil, reams of bond paper, and other mandatory expense like water, electricity, and utilities only. Number 6, in order to economize printing expenses, it is advised that only 50% of the module shall be printed. Example, 20 pupils sit A subject, 20 pupils sit B subjects, and then swap the modules on the second week, and so forth. Due to the shortage of funds and resources, it is advised that only the first quarter module shall be printed in advance. Hello, district supervisors and secondary principals, this is for you. It is strongly advised to hurriedly procure ink, stencil, and reams of bond paper to anticipate shortages of supplies. Kahapon po, right away, nag-compute si Sir Randy, we need about 1,400 plus reams of bond papers only for first quarter. And so you need to hurriedly procure ink, stencil, and reams of bond paper to anticipate shortages of supplies. Number 9, as guide to procurement of supplies, kindly consider the following inputs. Enrollment, subjects, modules per grading, pages per module, Number of leaves per ream, 500. Reams to procure, price per ream, that's 235, a total budget requirement. Number 10, very important, all district supervisors and secondary heads of schools are strongly encouraged to prepare the budget requirement and act the soonest possible time, or else no modular learning will happen in our school and teachers would not have nothing to do. Number 11, for the record, no COVID-19 local transmission has yet reported, but everyone is reminded to observe the new normal. Compliance is hereby enjoined. Signed, Randolph B. Tortola, our school's division superintendent. So I hope that's clear. Am I clear, everyone? May I again get the bulls na message? Okay, kaya natin to. Bulls na naman tayo. For me to know that it's okay with all of you. Wala tayong magagawa. This is COVID-19. This is new normal. And so we need to act the soonest possible time. Okay? May I have bulls? Yes, Charis Alfante, David Jane Lazada, Joan Brigole, Bulls Jean Barrientos. Naku, ang dami po. I would like to mention all, pero baka maubusan po tayo ng oras. So, Bulls, we will make it. No, we will make it. Kaya natin to. Don't worry, sabi ni Sir. Nothing to fear. Now, we're done with the finance, and still, I would like to continue with the monitoring and evaluation. In this COVID-19 pandemic, we do have monitoring and evaluation. And our monitoring and evaluation, the Division of Bukidnon shall anchor its M&E framework with DepEd Central Office, LCP. It focuses on the intermediate outcomes, IOs, which ensure the learner's achievement in terms of access and quality in the delivery of basic education during this pandemic. So, sabi dito, mag-anchor tayo doon sa Central Office. And my first slide is about LCP of Central Office, and may I remind you, it is DepEd Order number 12, Series 2020, and then you need to have a copy of that because our monitoring and evaluation in the division shall anchor on DepEd Central Office, LCP. Now, this is one thing that we need to let everybody know. LCP, for COVID-19, this is a new normal. We embrace this situation because we are mandated to give quality, accessible, relevant, and liberating education to our learners. And so therefore, we need to communicate. This is our next topic. We need to have communication, very, very strong communication. Kaya nga, when I visited one school, I told them, you need to send the message that we are opening for this school year. And so how can you send the message? You need to make your school ready. So magbrigada eskwela ta because the community will witness that you are ready if the school is ready. So that is one of our communication. No, so dili pwede nga dili ta mo ato sa atong school. We need to clean, but still sabi ni sir, we need to consider health protocol. So I would like to show this slide for you. This is coming from the central office. Ganahan kay kuha nga slide. When you talk about communication, I would like to tell you that all efforts and initiatives to implement the LCP will greatly depend on family and community support. Dili gid pwede sa kitaram. So, yandar nagyuda, it takes a village to educate a child. So, we need to prepare not only the schools, learners, administrators, and teaching and non-teaching personnel, but also the parents or guardian of the learners. Water break for a while, 1 minute water break.
All right, so good afternoon, everyone. We are now having 744 live views on our Facebook Live. Okay, So we are also having 196 people all over our Google Meet conversation. Okay, so we are actually having our communications part of our, and of course the monitoring and evaluation part of our learning continuity plan of DepEd Division of Bukidnon. Okay, so let us all be prepared and ready because in a few moments we will now continue and we're expecting to have some sort of a little open forum with our ASDS.
Okay.
That is right. So, Ma'am Shell, let's continue.
Okay, thank you very much, Loy. So water break tayo for a minute, and I would like to go back to our discussion. Still with the slide, again, I would like to repeat, all efforts and initiatives to implement the LCP will greatly depend on family and community support. We need to prepare not only the schools, learners, administrators, and teaching and non-teaching personnel, but also the parents or guardian of the learners. I was once a online viewer of a webinar who mentioned that one speaker mentioned because of the new normal, we need to even include our parents as an active partner and include in the organizational structure, because we cannot set aside the importance of our parents. We cannot set aside the importance of the guardian. Otherwise, we will fail. No, na kita in the Department of Education, failure is not in our vocabulary. So you need to really network with our parents and guardians. So because of that, let me continue. I hope it's okay with you to continue under communication. When you talk about, there is a problem. Okay. Okay. This time, when you talk about communication, and we need to also tie up with our external stakeholders for partnership and linkages, I would like again to remind our school heads, our district supervisors, that we have DepEd Order number 40 Series 2015. This is guidelines on K-12 partnership, and you need to also download this. This is a guideline on K-12 partnership in all partnership agreements, such as Memorandum of Agreements, MOA, Memorandum of Understanding, the MOU, and other similar documents entered into between DepEd and any of its local offices and schools and their partners, even those signed prior to the effectivity of this order. I need to include this in my presentation because when we are talking about partnership and linkages, I still would like to highlight the idea that we need to be very careful. We need to adopt DepEd Order number 40 Series 2015 in as much that we are trying to help feasible quality education. Yes, we partner, we link, but it must be compliant to DepEd Order number 40 Series 2015. So, because of we're still under communication on partnership and linkages, just to show to you how busy is our schools division superintendent, we have these engagements. So we have radio engagements, no? DXQB, Radyo Kilat, 107.7 FM. Our superintendent also have radio engagements sa DXRA, DXBU, DXMU, DXDB, DXMB. Talaga pong marami tayong natutulog, yung mga kasamahan natin, but our superintendent is with us every day for engagements to communicate that DepEd Bukidnon is ready for the opening of this school year. And we also presented, we were invited by the Sangguniang Panlalawigan. We have Sangguniang Panlalawigan engagements. We're glad that we were given 2-hour presentation at the question hour of the 47th regional session of the 26th Sangguniang Panlalawigan on June 16, 2020. And we discussed learning continuity plan, health safety protocols in schools, and enrollment status. Here, our chairman on education committee sa SP they gave their 100% full support to the Department of Education Division of Bukidnon. And so we're very happy for this. If you notice in the picture, we have our beloved Governor Suberi. We also have our Vice Governor and our board members of the province of Bukidnon. This is how we work in Bukidnon, and this is how our superintendent lead us, because we are motivated. We are motivated. We are encouraged in Bukidnon for having a great leader like Sir Randy, who is really going to different partners, external partners, especially to communicate that we need 2.2 billion in the reproduction of self-learning module. When you talk about this 2.2 billion, I would like to inform all the teachers and all the viewers, please, in time that you will have a copy of the SLM, please handle it with care. And please take time for this SLM that will be used by our learners, not only once, but it can be used by other learners too. We run short of funds, but we have many things to do. Like for example, kung laging umuulan, nakita nyo na kailangan maganda yung pag-handle sa pagbigay ng ating mga materials. Otherwise, it will not be used for the second time or for the nth time, or only to cover up the financial requirement of the SLM of the module. This time, I also would like to take this opportunity to thank the principals, the district supervisors, and also the writers, the supervisors who are with us to really prove to the world that DepEd Bukidnon is ready for the upcoming school year. My dear online viewers, ladies and gentlemen, all our efforts for our learning continuity plan, we would like to inform everyone that this is anchored on the 4 components of the Sulong Edukalidad, and that's the acronym is KITE. It's K-12 curriculum review and update. We need to adjust. We still work on the improvement of our learning environment, on teachers upskilling and reskilling, and also with the engagement of stakeholders for support and collaboration. If you notice, letter E again is for partnership and linkaging. That's why you need to have a copy of the DepEd order that I showed to you. My dear teachers, we are not starting from scratch. When it comes to alternative delivery mode, we already have an existing alternative delivery mode. We have our learning resources. We also have our push for our learning environment. This time, the most important thing is the heart and mind of our teachers, that they will embrace and they will help us really work to give quality education for our learners. This time, we did not, in preparation for our August 24 opening of classes, I would like to give my salute to the teachers. Thank you so much for being our frontliners. Rest assured that we are here for you, and to our school heads, anytime that you need technical assistance, the Division of Bukidnon is very much ready to give you. And I hope that you will have a willing heart and mind to give all this. Remember, this profession, teaching profession, is a noble profession. And I'm always saying that because this is a noble profession that calls for mission, that calls for devotion, and everything we do, I know that God is smiling for us because we are working hard for the future of our children. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to end with this slide. Together, according to our Professor Emeritus Secretary Leonor Magtolis Briones, together, let us face the challenges of the new normal with the virtues of the old normal. We need to have courage, we need to have faith, we need to have adventure and discovery. Thank you so much.